Hey everyone, Sidewalk Running here, Sidey for short, and welcome to Concrete Vlog number 5. I need to fix this mess up here. It's getting kind of long and, yeah, a bit gray, but that's alright. Today, I don't think I'm going to go running. My legs are feeling a little bit sore from Saturday still. Well, it turns out I gotta wait. People inside. And that's good. They're being responsible, as they should. As we all should. I just really want this hair to be gone. Fun part of the barbershop is that as they're cutting my hair, I see all the white come down, and it just reminds me I'm getting old. I mean, I don't know, do you see a lot of white? How do you like it? One weird thing that she did actually was, she like moved the my shirt back and like started shaving my lower, like the upper part of my back and part of my shoulders. I'm just like, what? It feels so weird. I never had anybody do that to me before. It's not the usual barber that was helping me out. It was another lady, but you know what? If that's what you do, cool. All right. It's actually kind of cool out. Do I do 4 miles instead? If I run tonight, I might not show you guys because by the time I get home, it's going to be dark. So, well, I guess step 1 is go home. So let's do that. Meow. Yes, yes. Fretchet my carpet that I paid for. Yes. I'd like to know what chores you're doing around here to be fretching at my stuff. By the look of the shadows, it looks like you're in jail. You're behind bars.
I was framed, I tell you. It was the sidewalk slacker who took my catnip.
No run this evening. Instead, I relaxed and finished uploading part 2 of last week's vlog. Ready for a 6-mile run tomorrow. I agree with that. Looking good with my new do. Gray here, gray there. It's just shorter now. Just 6 more miles until the first milestone, 100 miles. Man, I've run more than some people run in like a year. And I've done it, it's not even the end of January yet, and I'm already done, you know, with the first 100. I will say I still feel a little bit sore from Saturday. I don't know, it was pretty much actually a much slower kind of 13 miles, so I'm not entirely sure why I feel just as sore. I mean, maybe I was, you know, pushing myself a little further. Maybe the intervals were a little bit harder, I don't know. But I still feel it in my legs a little bit. Here we go. I'm looking at you, what of it? Yeah, those are iguanas. They're not as much iguanas as they are just horses with scales. They're just huge. And they're all over Florida. You go to any random canal or lake area and you'll find them. You know, they're everywhere. Is there like a concert or something going on? He's descended Pride Tree, and now he sits upon his throne. Ah, 100 miles, conquered. Even Sidewalk Sitter didn't approve of that. Guys, thank you so much for being supportive in all this. So this milestone really means a lot to me, and we're going to be doing a little bit more before the month's over, so if anything, we'll just be ahead of the game. How do I feel after this milestone? Hurt. I'm a little bit in pain, and it took me a minute to figure out why. So if you think about regular shoes, they have a tread life, and basically it is when the inner soles eventually just get so compressed because of being, you know, constantly stepped in all the time, when the bottom treads of the shoe end up being really smooth because they're just basically eroded away. You know, it's just the natural progression, the natural wear and tear of a shoe. Well, for a runner, it's even more critical because when you have a shoe like this that is constantly just, you know, pounding away, and you just are just going miles upon miles, you know, you're technically going to be beating your shoe up more so than the average person would with, say, like a Sketcher, with a pair of Skechers. And I thought back to my other couple runs, including the one from Saturday, which was the 13 miler, and remember being a little bit more sore than I usually am, like midway through, and it kind of baffled me. I'm like, I know it's a little hot out, but it's not crazy, you know, it's not really slowing me down. And then when I went on tonight's run, about midway through it, I noticed that my ankle and my knees were feeling a little bit of pain, which doesn't usually happen. Fortunate for me, my Runkeeper app actually has a shoe tracking feature. Basically, you put in your shoes, so say you put in a pair of Nikes, and you say you want to track it over the course of its expected lifespan, say it's 400 miles. Well, if I go run, say 20 miles today, it'll add that 20 miles into the shoe tracker, and basically it'll be 20 miles out of 400, and that'll happen with every single run, eventually to the point where once you hit that 400, the app will remind you, hey, time to replace your shoe. And as it turns out, these guys are actually 300 miles till the replacement time, and I was at 320 at the end of tonight's run. So looks like these guys probably need to be replaced. Yeah, that's not supposed to happen. Yeah, so it looks like I'm going to be getting my birthday present a little early. But in the meantime, instead of running, we're just going to be rocking until I get my replacement shoes. Bottom line is that if your shoes do need replacing, just replace them. Evening, it is Wednesday, and you guys might be wondering if I did my run today. I am in pain. I think it's quite obvious that the shoes situation has taken its toll finally. My knees are hurting, my quads sting a little bit. I decided to do a quick strength training workout instead, which I've said previously, I'm not looking to lift cars or anything. I just want a little bit of lean muscle on me. So, since I'm not running tonight, did you guys actually know that I'm an avid gamer? As in, I game pretty much every single night for a couple hours. I've had a video game controller in my hand since the early days. You youngins probably never even seen an Atari 2600, but I owned one. I've also owned a Nintendo Entertainment System, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Game Boy, Game Gear, Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1, Virtual Boy, Game Boy Advanced, one of my favorite consoles ever, the Dreamcast. Why did that thing have to die so fast? I've also had a Nintendo GameCube, a Xbox, a PlayStation 2, and now currently have a PlayStation 3, a Xbox 360, and of course the ever-evolving, ever-changing, and always somehow feeling like I need to have more power, PC. So as you can see, I've been doing this quite some time. Did you actually know I sold the majority of my retro console collection to get into my first apartment? It's what happens when you're a newlywed, man. You just have other priorities. But you know what? It doesn't faze me in the least because I absolutely love my wife and she's totally worth it and I would do it 10 million times over. So tonight I figured I'd show you guys some of the games that I've been playing lately, and the one I've been playing very recently is Rust. Yes, the game is toxic. Yes, the game is unforgiving. And yes, the game is a ton of fun. Yeah, she will be up here with me when I'm playing, and 9 times out of 10, her head will be basically sitting on my wrist, like right on top like this. She'll be sitting like that. So I'm mostly going to give you a very small tour of how this game is played. So like I said, quick little tour. I'm not going to go over all the fundamentals and how the mechanics work and all that, but I'll at least give you an idea of what to expect if you guys ever decide to pick this game up. Alright, so when you first get into the game, you're going to essentially have nothing on you except for the torch here, and then there's a rock, which I actually threw away because I don't need it. I have a ton of stuff. And you take your rock, or in my case I have an axe here, and you find trees, stone, which is like a big boulder, and you simply just start whacking away. And you see how I'm getting resources? And essentially you take those resources and build things with it. And then when you gather enough resources, eventually you can lay the foundation and build walls and doors and such to form a base, which I have this one right here. This was his bag, and bags are basically like your little save points. If you die, you can respawn at these bags. And of course they can also be destroyed as well. Hello? Would you like to talk to our Lord and Savior, Mr. Axe? What are some of the more valuable things in this game? Well, to me, scrap is probably the equivalent of gold in this game. Scrap basically makes everything, when people ask for trading for, if they want to trade for a weapon, for example, they will ask for scrap usually, and scrap can actually be hard to come by depending on where you are. There is wildlife in the game, like hogs and horses. Most of them you should be able to take out so you can get food from them. Like hogs are one of the more valuable resources there. Hello there. Can I examine you? Hello, Bay. That's your name. That's a nice name. Mind if I ride you? Oh, cool. And now to relive my Ocarina of Time horseback training. Now remember, at any time, I could be wiped out by either my own death, by an animal, or by another player that's better at it than me. And, you know, they can come and take your stuff. And if you're lucky, maybe they'll help you out and, you know, resurrect you, but it's not always the case. Oh, Mr. Horsey, Mr. Bay, there you are. Hello. Come, my wild stallion. We must go. Alright, buddy. There you go. You know what? Do I have enough for a trough? So another big part of this game is crafting. Essentially, as long as you have the required components, I've got the 200 wood here, and you can make quite a lot of stuff, actually. I can make a fire if I want, or a wooden sign, or another door, or even a large planter box. But for right now, since I have a horse, I'm gonna do right by the guy. I'm gonna make him his own little trough. Will he like the pork that I'm gonna bring him? Probably not. A horse that likes meat. I'm just gonna, just be ready for anything. And that's the basics of Rust. For the most part, I'm still finding my way around the game, and some might see it as like, you know, you're collecting stuff and you're killing things, and, you know, you're possibly gonna lose, then you have to start all over. Isn't that a bit mind-numbing? Isn't that a bit boring? When you get right down to it, I actually compare this pretty much to Apex Legends, actually. When you start the game, you start with nothing. You have to get resources in order to get better. You may encounter people, and by taking them out, you may get better stuff. And if you die, you have to go back into the game new anyway. So yeah, I actually see a lot of similarities to Battle Royale games in Rust. And that's not a bad thing. Do I recommend the game? Sure. Can it be frustrating? Of course. But that's part of the fun of the game. You always feel like there's something new around the corner. Good morning. So today we're doing a 10-mile ruck. Like I said, my shoes, I just got some new ones, but they're not ready to be used for running yet, so we're stuck with the old ones. And I actually discovered a rip in the right one this morning. So if anything, this is the last voyage of these cool ones. 10 miles, let's go. It's like 55 degrees right now. That guy's got to be freezing. I wonder how many water heaters it would take to heat this thing up. So that memorial was for two girls who were sent back to the stars too early. And around that time, I wasn't even 2 years old yet when that happened, but I'm pretty sure this road was dirt. And I think there wasn't even really a bicycle path. It was just like I think it was just a dirt patch going all the way down the side of the road. And I've passed by this memorial, you know, countless times in my life. And it makes you think of that line from Hamilton, look around, because we could be called back to the stars at any time. Makes you appreciate being able to be out here with a heavy-ass backpack, the beautiful sunshine, out here doing what I love. If anything, it's motivation to keep doing your best every day. How's that saying go? Don't lament being old. It's a privilege denied to many. Yeah, I'm getting gray, but I'm grateful that I can. oh, you silly old people. You know me at all. Someone's spreading the love. Cool. Now this one, I can get behind. I forgot this had an incline. Alright everybody, so we are halfway through. I am at Robin's Lodge right now, and just fueling up really quick. The last time we actually came out here was the biking portion of the first concrete vlog, I believe. Yeah, I think it was the first one. And this is a really nice park. It's got a lot of wide open spaces, and I absolutely love the nature trail that's to the west. Maybe someday I'll come out and give a better tour of this place, but for right now, we're halfway through our ruck. Time to turn around. You know, someone took time out of their day to hand paint a bunch of positive messages for people to see. I'm cool with that. Although they are doing it on my turf. Yeah, it's a good message. I'll let it slide. I did it. I did it. All right. Whew. That was tough. That was intense. And you might be wondering, well, you only have 2 more miles until you hit 13. Why not go for it? Not in this case. I've been out here for 3 hours, and to do another 2 miles, which would be roughly about another half an hour of walking, you know, I didn't bring enough water. I didn't plan to be out here that long, and if I was, I would have shifted my time over so that I started earlier, so that I had more darkness. So, you know, so I'm just getting closer and closer to noon, so I don't want the heat to get to me. So I'm happy with 11. Will we do 13 miles? Who knows? Maybe. But in the meantime, for those of you who stuck around this long, we got a little treat for you. Woo! Easy, cat. Instead, I might actually do a Peloton workout. And, the last time we actually came out here was when we went for... Let's wait for him. Dum-de-dum-da-dum. Anytime, Mr. Payne. Carry on. Go to that airport of yours.